again. Late this evening because there's been a lot going on here. In a good way, it's nice to be able to give people some good news for a change. My father dearest has just arrived back, having been in hospital for 15 days, so we're all very relieved and glad to have that little bit of normality, whatever that is, back again. Now, what have I for you today? Well, I would imagine the first thing we will probably try and do is possibly store away some of the tools that we unboxed yesterday, but before we get to that, we actually have another unboxing to do. Well, that is a slight bit of a lie because excitement got the better of me like a kid on Christmas morning, and I actually went ahead and opened the box. Before I turned the camera on, you would have heard me saying yesterday that we, in what Susie's father very kindly got us yesterday, there was no spanners or wrenches or Allen keys, so I'm not going to lie to you, I'm one of these people that if I get an idea into my head, it has to be done and it has to be done now. Whereas in comparison, does Susie really have to destruct that cardboard box right now when I'm recording the video? But at least she's laughing and not scowling at me when I'm saying that. But basically, as I sort of hinted at in yesterday's video, she very kindly went off up to Argos for me and got what is basically a second full toolkit. Now, I know the crazies will be out again wondering what in God's name is he doing, but the first thing that I noticed, that I'm very pleasantly surprised by this, I have to say, is that there is actually no duplication between one toolbox and the other, because nearly everything that's in today's acquisition is different to what was in the few bits and bobs we got yesterday. I know, in case any of my family are watching, don't worry folks, we nearly have all the buying done, we're nearly fully kitted out, and then we can start budgeting for weddings and things like that. But look, we'll deal with that another day. Just to do a very quick fly through of what's in here, because the God's honest truth is I haven't really studied it myself, but first thing I see is another claw hammer. Now, that does contradict the statement I made 2.5 minutes ago about there being no duplication in one way, but in another sense it actually doesn't, because it's actually a different shape and different weight of a hammer, so it's actually not the same as the other one. So I am not
it's lighter for you.
Yeah, it'll actually be easier for me using as well.
I'll use the other one.
We also have, as I struggle to get it out of the box, there we are. We have heavy duty, I suppose it would be called a builder's tape, but it will come in handy for something, that I can assure you. Because as I hinted at yesterday, you wouldn't know what we'd end up doing. I'll have to make a confession straight away and say that darling Susie will probably have to tidy this thing up by the time I'm finished demonstrating everything that's in it. We have a set of Phillips screwdrivers, or I'm nearly sure they're Phillips screwdrivers anyway. And we also have, which I don't think I'm going to go about pulling out because I would completely recognise. We've a grand big set of Allen keys. Well, there is Allen keys there, but that wasn't what I was intending to show you first. There is actually a socket set in the traditional sense of the word. You would have seen in yesterday's tool bunch we sort of had an all-in-one socket tool, but in this box we actually have the more traditional sort of socket set where you have the one big wrench and all the ring pieces to go onto it. As I say, we have a ground screwdriver set. Then over here we have, I can't actually see what that is, or is it anything?
It is.
Oh, it's a knife of a sort.
Better than the one we have.
It's a knife of a sort. Then there are two lots of pliers, I think. We have a utility knife. Oh my god. You cut beds of silage open with that and everything. There are two, if not three lots of pliers. There's actually three, I think. And there are a set of spanners, which again for wheelchair maintenance will be very handy, and I'm being very careful turning this so as not to break anything. We have heavy duty scissors, which you can never have enough of, and we have, I think they are phase testers or electric screwdrivers or something like that. I'll have a proper look when we're a bit more settled. So to say I'm like the cat that got
there's the little heads for the
the little heads for
different screws.
For screwing things in, right, that's handy. There's something else there.
Level.
Little spirit level.
Which we don't have. Yeah, we don't have a
little spirit level. So I'm actually not a madman after all, buying the same lot of stuff twice. There's actually a lot of different stuff in it. Look, I know there's probably people saying, will he ever use any of it, or what did he buy any of it for? But look, as a very good friend of mine, a farmer up the road, always says to me, it's better to be looking at something than looking for it. Because with modern machinery, let it be farming or wheelchairs, or please God, maybe someday if I get a tractor again, or who knows what. Modern machinery is something you can never have enough tools knocking around for doing God knows what, and even jobs inside the house and that, and you know, I maybe it was a little bit of the young dreamer still left in me, but you know, I guarantee you I will probably end up surprised with how much use we get out of things. Now, just before I go, now whether I'm going for the day or just going for this part of the video, I don't know, but before I go, I will just ask the lovely lady to pan the camera around, because there was one thing I never got to talk to you about yesterday, which was the battery operated floodlight that we picked up with yesterday's bunch as well. Now, I actually, when I seen this online, when I was looking at it online, for some reason I thought it was an awful big whopper of a thing, and I will now admit that my jaw did drop a little bit when I took it out of the box and seen the size it actually was, but the amount of light that comes out of it for a thing of its size is absolutely staggering, I have to say. I know, again, the naysayers and doom sprayers will be saying like, why did you buy all the little small lights and then get that? But look, the beauty of that particular light is it's portable. So therefore, if we were working outside, or God forbid if we were going somewhere in the van, you can always throw it in the van if, in case God forbid we got broke down on the roadside or that. And what I really, and I honestly didn't know this when I was buying it, but what I really like about it is it's a rechargeable battery. So we charged it at about 4 o'clock yesterday evening when we started unpacking, and it's still buzzing away there as good as can be. So we'll keep you updated if how it goes on and how long the battery actually lasts before we have to charge it. We have our name up in lights there as well. Excuse the pun, it was absolutely deliberate by the way. So that would appear to be where we're at the minute. I just see herself throwing an odd eye around the place. We're going to try and fill up maybe the first pegboard or part of it anyway. And I will either before dinner or after dinner, because I'm in the office all day between writing articles and sending off business queries and just spending a bit of time with himself, seeing as how he's only home from hospital. I'm in the office all day, so I want to get out for a few hours either now, which I won't because I know there's steak in the fridge for dinner and I'm absolutely looking forward to milling that. But so if I have the energy, please God, and I know I'm mentioning my energy a lot lately, but warm weather and being stuck in the wheelchair all day is not the greatest combination in the world, but if humanly possible at all, we'll be back out later. Yes, I'm going to mention the dead plants on the cabinet yet again. They will be gone by tonight, I promise you that. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, we have a few cabbage plants which I might start off. We may also look at assembling the big sprayer if at all possible, because, and Susie doesn't know, this is going to be a surprise for her. When she was off picking up the toolkit, the senior boss man came down and sat with me for a while and said he's going to allot us a bigger space for growing our vegetables if we wanted. He said you were doing that well at it, why not expand it a bit, with the little bit thrown in at the end that he'd like to try and grow a little bit of lettuce and scallions himself. So I suppose, to be fair, he's been very good to us, and he's been through a lot lately, and it gives him, if it gives him an old interest or something to do to keep him ticking over while cattle aren't on the agenda, sure, the more the merrier, as to say. But I leave you be for now, and I will talk to you all again later, hopefully, or at the very, very latest sometime tomorrow.